This is our farm. This is Canfon, located in Alt Empordà, at the northernmost tip of the Iberian Peninsula, very close to the sea, very close to France. This is the exact spot where we have the real estate, and in fact this is where we currently reside ourselves, right here in this very location. A farm of around 40 hectares, where we grow crops and raise diverse animals, including different species of animals. The animals have returned to our farm in recent years. We have, for instance, several geese that are currently grazing. All of the animals we possess are currently grazing on our farm in the midst of the crops. Additionally, we have sheep. This is the pen where the sheep sleep and take rest when they are not grazing on the grassy fields nearby. In addition, we have chickens. Here is Nuri feeding the chickens. They have a coop and are egg-laying hens. However, they also graze inside the olive groves you see here in the background, utilizing a comprehensive system of fences that ensures their comfort. This grazing helps us manage the plants and cover crops in our fields. The chickens play a vital role in our farming practices, contributing to the overall health of our crops. We appreciate their presence and the benefits they bring to our farm. Nuri's care for the chickens is evident, and we are grateful for her dedication. In this instance, there is a large quantity of alfalfa. We also practice regenerative management of the animals, which helps us improve the quality of the soil. In this instance, we also safeguard the olive trees, because if we do not, the sheep can ultimately cause damage to them by consuming them with the aid of these cactus protectors that originate from New Zealand, a highly effective system for integrating livestock, particularly cattle, sheep with crops. And let's observe how we manage the animals, always in the context of regenerative grazing practices. The animals are grazing and they're on the move. Actually, here you can see how we're changing plots. It's a rotational grazing system that we manage with electric fencing. And on a daily basis, they constantly move around to find new feeding grounds, never returning to the same spot until the grass has fully recovered and regained its vitality. It is fast and efficient in handling. There is a water fountain, the one that you see here, which I am currently moving. The water trough always accompanies the animals so that they have water, so that they do not lack anything. And with 2 individuals, the entire system can be established and dismantled very rapidly. Here you can see it up close, but it is the same plot, and we do not have a lot of sheep, but we have enough sheep to make a positive impact in this field. The presence of these sheep is significant and contributes to the overall success of our endeavors in this area. Here's the mobile water fountain that we set up and take down. It's important for the water to go to the animals and not for the animals to go to the water. Here is the fence set up at the current location, and the next fence is already set up in order to facilitate quick and efficient changes to the fence when necessary. And the ears are extremely pleased every time we open the door for them to enter this new restaurant. There is not much food here. We are in a drought. However, it works really well, and here are some of our fields in our olive groves where we mix the super intensive system, like the one seen here, with a more extensive system. These are abaquinas. This plantation has been in existence for a considerable period of time, for over 20 years, and with effective management and pruning, there is no issue. All the ecological practices are carried out without the utilization of chemicals, leading to a highly healthy production. Even though we don't use chemicals, we have a good handle on pathogens. In the case of the olive tree, one concern is the olive fly. But as you can see here, the olives are perfectly healthy. Utilizing, for instance, methods such as kaolin, which is also environmentally friendly, is a naturally occurring substance. Floors as prior, after road, no intervention made here in this area. They are highly impoverished kaolinitic clays, lacking any organic matter whatsoever. That's how all the floors on our farm were before doing anything. About 10 years ago, give or take. And let's compare it to the soils we have now after this action of vegetative cover, organic management, working at the microbiology level. As you can see, you cannot smell it in the video, but you can definitely see the type of soil, the texture, and the carbon that we have captured over these years. Check out what a difference in texture in life. This soil sure has some life in it. Now it is clearly visible when compared to the initial ground of this plot. Now simply by the color you can observe the variation in carbon, in structure, in the life we have acquired over these years. Take a look. Comparing one soil with the other, well, the poorest soil is the one we had before in the whole farm, and by before I mean 10 years ago. Yep. We're doing one treatment we do ecologically. Without chemistry to control the olive fly, we're creating a whole lot of biodiversity. You can observe plants, flowers, and they have the ability to attract predators, in this particular instance flies of this particular pathogen. And in addition, we perform treatments using kaolin, applying it in a white color. Over there you can observe the background where the trees are painted white, particularly the fruits, specifically the olives in this scenario, in order to assist us in managing the olive fly without the utilization of chemical substances. Controlling these pathogens was something that initially frightened us, but we have observed that by establishing biodiversity, enhancing the soil, and employing more natural treatments, we are able to achieve effective control over pathogens. This is an almond plantation. We also have almond trees on the farm, a young plantation, but using the same strategies. It is summer now, the ground cover is dry, but we have gone over it with the roller. We have created this mulching that not only improves the soil but also provides protection, In the event of rainfall, we are able to prevent erosion and maintain a higher level of soil moisture in this area. Additionally, the temperature is effectively regulated, which is extremely beneficial for the growth of crop roots and the microbiology present in our soils. Actually, the change has been really big from the ground up. Another plantation, this one is a super intensive on one side from this first one we see, and behind we see an extensive plantation. The extensive one is the Argodale, which is the native variety of the area, and there at the end you can see the sea. We're about 10 kilometers from the sea, our plantations from above, surrounded by cultivated fields that obviously aren't ours, aren't from our farm, from our property. Cereal practically the same. Here, one side shows a greener field and one that's been plowed. In the background, many cultivated fields are visible. We implement crop rotation for cereal crops. We don't use herbicides. This here's an alfalfa field. We do rotations where there are legumes like alfalfa. This is a field already where the alfalfa is hardly permanent. He is getting up there in terms of age. And right here on top is where we plant the cereal crop for cultivation. With previous stubble, additionally providing protection through the soil and some remaining alfalfa plants that are left around here in the middle. But this is not an alfalfa crop, it's a cereal crop. It's a field where there will be cereal. And here are our vineyards as well. This is a vineyard that must be approximately 4 or 5 years old, not more than that. At this moment of recording, we have already finished the collection process here at the current point in time. Since these are still young plantations, sometimes during the first few years we keep the planting line elaborated, not in the middle of the street, because here we also have vegetation covers throughout the year, which we flatten with mulching with the roller to create this mulching, this protection. This protected soils, this is the key to everything we do and the secret to increasing organic matter. Furthermore, it is crucial to pay close attention to the quantity of decomposing organic matter that is actively working in our favor within the soil environment. We have the same productions in many crops. In the case of vineyards, we even have more productions than before. In our vineyards, there's an olive plantation that isn't ours, evident from its well-maintained condition in the middle. These vineyards are also not ours. This is a vineyard on one side, an organic vineyard in a glass, and on the other side, a conventionally well-cultivated vineyard. Our vineyards are the ones that appear here behind these trees, and they are the ones that we will now see a little closer, providing us with a more detailed view. However, it is also the same management. We remove plowing, we remove chemicals, we reduce costs, we maintain production. It's a really old vineyard. Some vines are missing. They're already very ancient vines. This one wasn't harvested yet, with really interesting productions. Even in years like this one in which I'm making the video, where the rainfall has been really low, less than 300 millimeters. Even so, the vegetative covers worked well and now they are dry, protecting our soils. There ain't no kind of farming here either in the planting line. This is a cabernet with an interesting production, highlighting a remarkably fascinating maturation process. We had never gathered such a large quantity of kilos in these vineyards during our work with traditional agriculture. And now, working in regenerative agriculture, they have actually increased production, which is pretty interesting. And the same applies to this one on the road. We haven't intervened here either. Check out the type of soil we have here. You can already see it. Poor soil, no structure, no organic matter, no microbiology. And a soil that, when compared to the soil we have here within the vineyard, where we have worked, well, I think you can also perfectly observe and appreciate the noticeable change in color that occurs. A loose floor, a manageable floor. Check out the difference between what we had and what we have now. And this is our farm, Camp 1.